Morning, dear students. In previous class, we were discussed about the introductory part of electricity. Electricity is nowadays most essential part of life in our today's world, and also electricity is termed as a controllable and convenient form of energy. It is being used in almost sector. And afterwards, the definition of electric charge. Electric charge is termed as a physical entity which is defined by excess or deficiency of electrons on a body. A body is said to be two types of charged particles. One is negatively charged and another one is positively charged. In negatively charged, it gains electron, and positive charge, it loses electron. And my dear students, SI unit of electric charge is coulomb. Afterwards, we discussed electric current. The definition of electric current is the rate of flow of electric charge through any cross section of a conductor in unit time is termed as a electric current. Electric current is expressed in terms of electric current I is equal to charge divided by time. It means Q divided by T. And the SI unit of electric current is ampere. It is named in honor of French scientist Henri Marie Ampere. And some example concern electric current, and afterwards discussed electric potential. Electric potential is defined the amount of work done when a unit positive charge is moved from infinity to a point. It means a point to endless. It is expressed as potential difference V is equal to W divided by Q. It means work done divided by charge. And electric potential difference, it means delta V. It is defined as the work done for unit charge in moving a unit positive charge from one point to other point. It means 1 volt is equal to 1 joule for 1 coulomb. It means 1 V is equal to 1 JC raised to minus 1. Afterwards, electric circuit diagram, and some symbols used in electric circuit, and Ohm's law. Ohm's law was given by a German physicist, Georg Simon Ohm, in the year 1827. Ohm's law gives a relationship between current I flowing in a metallic wire and potential difference V across its terminals. According to Ohm's law, the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across its ends, and the temperature remains constant or unchanged. It means V is directly proportional to I, and V is equal to I into R. Here R is the constant of proportionality or constant of conductor at a given temperature. Yes, my dear students, today let us see what is meant by resistance. Yes, resistance is, it is that property of a conductor by virtue of which it opposes or resists the flow of charges through it. Yes, my dear students, it opposes or resists the flow of charges through it. The SI unit of resistance is ohm. The SI unit of resistance is ohm. Yes, it is represented as, it means resistance of a conductor is given by V by I. It means it says that 1 ohm, if a potential difference of 1 volt across the ends, 1 volt across the ends of the conductor makes a current of 1 ampere to flow through it. Yes, it means it is equal to, it means 1 ohm is equal to 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt divided by 1 ampere. It is expressed as 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt ampere, VA raised to minus 1. Yes, my dear students, let us see solved example. Solved example in our textbook. Yes. How much current will an electric bulb drawn from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? Yes. B. How much current will an electric heater coil drawn from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? Yes, my dear students, what is given here? Given here 220 volt, yes, and resistance is 1200 ohm. Find I is equal to, yes, according to formula, I is equal to, current I is equal to V by R. Yes, V by R. Can use this to what? 220 volt divided by 1200 ohm. Finally, the answer is 0.18. Yes, 0.18. Yes, my dear students. Second, B option. Given data are here. V is equal to 220 volt, R is equal to 100 ohm, and find the value of I. It means current. Yes, according to formula, I is equal to V by R. 220 volt divided by 100. Yes, here get cancelled. 0 get cancelled. 2 5 is 2, 11 is 11 point. Therefore, the answer is 2.2 ohm. Sorry, 2.2 ampere. 2.2 ampere. Yes, my dear students, let us see in which factors the resistance of a conductor depends. Resistance of a conductor depends. Resistance of a conductor depends. In which first one is length of the conductor. Yes, length of the conductor. Here R is directly proportional to L. It means the resistance of a conductor R, the resistance of a conductor R is directly proportional to L. Directly proportional to L. It means length. Therefore, R is directly proportional to L. Equation number 1. Since the resistance of a wire is directly proportional to its length, that is, when the length of wire is double or held, then its resistance also gets double as well as held. Yes, my dear students, it means first factor is length of the conductor. Yes, second one, area of cross section of the conductor. Area of cross section of the conductor. Yes, here resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. Yes, R is inversely proportional to 1 upon A. It means the resistance of a wire is inversely proportional to its area of cross section. That is, when the area of cross section of wire is double, then its resistance gets held, and if area of cross section of wire is held, then its resistance will get doubled. Yes, third factor is nature of the material. Nature of the material. The resistance of the conductor depends on nature of the material of which it is made. Some materials have low resistance where others have high resistance. Yes, my dear students, two types. Okay, one is termed as what? Low resistance, and another one is termed as what? High resistance capacities. Yes, high resistances. So, combining equation 1 and 2, we get what? R is directly proportional to L and R is inversely proportional to A. It means resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor, and resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to what? Area of cross section of the conductor. Yes, it means totally 3 factors are responsible for the resistance of a conductor. This first one, length of the conductor. It means R is directly proportional to L. Second one, area of cross section of the conductor. It means R is inversely proportional to 1 upon A. And third one is nature of the material of the conductor. Yes, my dear students. Next, What is mean by resistivity? What is mean by resistivity? Yes, resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. It means length and area of cross section. Resistivity contains what? Length and area of cross section, cross section, length and area of cross section, its SI unit is ohm meter. SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Yes, my dear friends, the resistivity of a material does not depend on its length or thickness, but depends on nature of the substance and temperature. It depends on the nature of the material and temperature of the material. It is characteristic property of the material of the conductor and varies only if its temperature is changes. Yes, suppose temperature is changed, what happens? The resistivity also changes. Yes. Next one is, what is insulator or what are insulator? First of all of you already know the definition of insulator. But insulator examples such as glass, rubber, ebonite, etc. have a very high resistivity. It means 10 raised to high resistivity. It means 10 raised to 12 to 10 raised to 17 ohm meter. They have high resistivity. 10 raised to 12 to 10 raised to 17 ohm meter. Okay, examples are glass, rubber, etc. Yes, afterwards, my dear students, alloys. Yes, alloys have higher resistivity than that of their constituent metals. They do not oxidize easily at high temperature. This is why they are used to make heating elements of devices such as electric iron, heater, etc. Yes, here tungsten is almost used exclusively for filaments of electric bulbs, whereas copper and aluminum are generally used for making electrical transmission lines. First of all, my dear students, alloys. Alloys are termed as what? Alloys are termed alloys. They have high or higher resistivity. They are higher resistivity as well as their constituent metals. It means alloy means composition of water more than two metals, and also, my students, they does not be oxidized at any high temperature, and most of the heating elements such as water, electric iron, heater, they are also made up of water alloys. And tungsten is used where in the manufacture of some filament bulbs. Finally, copper and aluminum are making wear in an electrical transmission wire, because they possess which one? Copper as well as aluminum, both are possess the capacity or characteristics of water ductility. Yes, my dear friends, after discussing about alloys and insulator, next discussion point is resistance of a system of resistors. Resistance of system of resistors. Two or more resistors can be connected with each other by different combinational method in order to achieve the desired equivalent resistance in a particular circuit. There are two methods of resistors. First one is resistors in series, and second one resistors in parallel. Yes, my dear students, let us see. First one is resistors in series. Yes, here resistors are connected, two or more resistors are connected end to each other. Yes, R1 is connected to R2, R1 is connected to R2, R2 is connected to R3. Yes, here end to end connected, then they are said to be connected in series. Yes, they are said to be what? Connected in series. Yes, observe a definition. When two or more resistors are connected with end to end each other is said to be connected in series. Yes, observe here derivation. An applying potential difference V produces current I in the registers R1, R2 and R3. R1, R2, R3 are connected in a series. They causing a potential drop where in a potential differences in voltmeter V1, V2 and V3. These three are termed as what? Potential differences respectively through each resistor. It means total resistance is here. Total resistance V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Yes, already given here. Total resistance by applying Ohm's law. Yes, applying Ohm's law. Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. Applying Ohm's law, first potential difference V1 is equal to I into R1. Yes, second V2 is equal to I into R3. It means current into resistor. Second V3, potential difference V3 is equal to current through resistance 3. Therefore, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Can use raised to what? First current into resistance R1, current into resistance R2, current into resistance R3. Therefore, potential difference V is equal to I in bracket R1, R2 and R3. If R is the equivalent resistance, R is termed as what? Equivalent resistance, and V is equal to I into R. Yes, here R is equal to I by I. It means I get cancelled. It is left here only R1 plus R2 plus R3. Resistance in series. Resistance in series RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. R1 plus R2 plus R3. As dear students, today's class we all are discussed about what is meant by resistance, what is meant by resistivity, in which factors are depends upon resistance of a conductor, defense, insulators, alloys, some problems, and resistance of a system of resistors, in which first one is resistance in